All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Seun Kuti. Seun Kuti, son of the legendary Fela Kuti, Anikulapo Kuti, Seun Anikulapo Kuti, who has been quite outspoken when it comes to social issues in recent times, right? But Seun Kuti and the wife were in the news over the last few days. And I wanted to get through this really quickly. Let's see what they have to say. Something to the effect of cheating or whatnot. But let's see. I think there's a video here. Shout out to the ladies at whatchamacallit. The ladies at On Your View on TVC. They were grilling them, but we're just gonna listen to a little bit of a clip here and then see what they have to say. Let's see.
What's your deal breaker? Is there something that she can do?
What's your deal breaker?
Something that he would do, and like, you know what, I'm done.
I don't think so.
Even if he cheats on you?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wow. You won't leave him?
No.
You don't believe in cheating. What is cheating?
Okay. I'm not going to leave my husband because he cheated on me. Nah, that
Love is not ownership. You have to believe that you own somebody.
Would you cheat on her? Would you leave her if she cheats on you?
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Really?
What has that got to do with anything?
Explain this not cheating to me.
No, but what has that got to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, the concept of people's love in the world is what... You know, let me tell you something about Africa. That African men knew. This is why we are getting more stupid.
All right. Let's back it up a little bit, okay? So this is the part where they thought they would do a gotcha, right? And it was like, nah, right? I feel the same way. My wife sent me this video, and she said, I've always said this. I was like, yeah, I've always said that, you know. Because if I'm in it just because of a momentary feeling, or I'm operating off of momentary feeling, we wouldn't be in this in the first place. Does that mean we're anticipating that somebody's going to cheat? No. We're just saying any type of momentary act is or bad behavior, like, yeah, it's like it's a big deal, but not really, right? We need to know what happened, right? As opposed to the natural reaction. Yeah, that's when they say, hey, Ola, you thought, you know, act like you're human. No, I'm a human being. I've just assessed this, probably more than an average person, and it doesn't make sense to outrightly say, yes, I'm just going to leave her. It's only inexperienced people, okay, that will say things like that, or people that will actually end up doing the opposite of what they're claiming, right? The first question they asked them, look at her face. She's like, huh? He cheated? And? Why? He? That's it? And we're just going to be up and leaving? No. It's not that simple is what she's trying to say. There's no way it could be that simple. And if you look at even their manner, their demeanor when they were talking about this, is that confidence you're looking for. You're not looking for the, oh, that's it for me. That's not what you're looking for, okay? It doesn't mean that would be wrong too. I'm just saying, never mind what they're saying. Just pay attention to the level of confidence that comes with the way they're handling this question. Let me go back a little bit. I want you to pay attention to their body language while they were talking about this.
Can do that. I'll say, you know what, I'm done. There's something that he would do, and like, you know what, I'm done.
I don't think so.
Even if he cheats on you?
Yeah,
Why did she said, is there anything he could do? She said, I don't think so. It wasn't about cheating in the first place. And then Mariah decided to go for the worst case scenario in the mind of most human beings until they find themselves in that situation, right? There's none of us, don't let me say none of us, because that would be generalizing, but majority of us, cheating is not the deal breaker. It's not. If it was, we wouldn't be so angry at cheaters. All right, it would be as simple as, oh, you cheated, okay, let's move on. But clearly that's not how it works. The reality is that cheating is not really a deal breaker for most people. Some people are just better at putting that into words than others, right? And that's what I see here. Let me come to the chat really quickly. Let's see. D-Love says, sounds like an open relationship to me. Kukuma let everyone cheat so we can be passing STDs around. That's not what they said. That's not what they said, Mo Fresh. That's not what they said. Let's listen to it again. That's not what they said. They didn't say they're going around cheating, right? They're asking what is cheating. I've always said what is cheating too. I've always defined cheating as anything you would do behind your partner that you don't want to do in front of them, including going inside of the freezer to go and eat ice cream at 2 a.m. I've always said that, remember? So you're not just going to say it has to be sexual only, or sexual intercourse, or intimate contact, or of some sort. We're not just going to isolate cheating into that. Cheating means you did not subscribe to that ideology with them, but you're doing something else behind them. That's what cheating ultimately means. I know what the society means when they say cheating. To them, it's all sexual contact or intimate contact with another person. That's all it is to most people, right? And that's why it's asking, what is cheating, right? What is cheating? Because if we're going to be saying, oh, cheating is the deal breaker right now, that is when we should say, Kukuma, what's the point of doing marriage? Because human beings are going to cheat. Not cheating sexually, but other types of cheating too, right? Things like weaponizing sex against your partner when you clearly did not say you would do that at that altar. Could you decide not to do that? Like I gave the same pass. I said, hey, people evolve, people change. There might be circumstances. People just had babies. People just went through a sickness. They just went through circumstances that created the reality of what we're dealing with, right? No, let's not assess all of that. That's deal breaker. That's, first of all, that's not reality for every one of us, okay? You might have left after somebody cheated, but I guarantee you it's not on the day you found out. I guarantee you that there was more that went into that. It was probably, if the closest thing to that is maybe you were with a serial cheater. That person just would not stop their behavior. But cheating just by itself, a one-time event, something that happened, you found out they were engaged in an inappropriate conversation with another person, that wasn't the deal breaker. You might have shut down emotionally for a while, but it wasn't the deal breaker. Go and reassess it. Go and look back. These people just kind of know how to put it into words. But let me go over it again real quick. Let me know if you disagree. It's okay to disagree, by the way.
He would do it like, you know what, I'm done.
I don't think so.
Even if he cheats on you?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wow.
She said, I don't think so. Even she actually saying no. That it's not that. That's what she's trying to say. She's just saying, no, it's not that. No. But she said, I don't think so, because she kind of knew what they were going.
You won't leave him.
No.
It's like, we will leave him. She said, no. Who is going to match this man? I know you guys are stuck on the cheating part of the conversation, but who is going to compare? Who is going to replace this person? Look at him. Just look at his body language as she was saying this. He wasn't looking, he wasn't teaching. Okay, I think this was part of a Valentine's special, actually. Happy Valentine's to all of you guys, by the way.
Cheating. What is cheating?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wow. You won't leave him.
We
No.
don't believe in cheating.
He said, we don't believe in cheating. What is cheating? And he took a sip. That level of confidence is wild. That's what you're looking for on both ends.
What is cheating?
And our face is like, huh? Somebody cheats, so you're leaving. Okay, let's rewind back for a second. Cheating is probably not their reality too. Like somebody just sneaking around to go and sleep with just to have sex with another human being is probably not really their reality. If it was, Seun really doesn't have to shalaye to anybody. Okay, he can live the life of his father if he wants, and nobody will check him. And he's very public, and people will say hi because he's a cheater. That's why he's saying that. But he doesn't come off as that kind of guy too. Let's keep going.
Okay. I'm not going to leave my husband because he cheated on me. Nah, that
Love is not ownership. You have to believe that you own somebody. For
Would you cheat on her? Would you leave her if she
He went straight to love is not ownership. Okay.
cheats on you?
Nah.
Because I've always said you have to love in a way that the other person feels free. If you can't do that, it's kukuma. It's better. Just it's okay. All right. You can connect in other ways of life without necessarily doing life with another person.
Oh, wow.
Really?
And then
Would you cheat on her?
this is
Would
gotcha
you leave her
moment.
if she cheats on you?
Nah.
He said, nah, it's not going to leave his wife too just because she cheated. They're talking about cheating. They're not talking about open relationship. If it was open relationship, it wouldn't be called cheating. That would destroy the definition of cheating because it's open. Right? They're talking precisely, she snuck behind me and she did something stupid. No, it's not as simple as I'm going to leave. It's not that simple. That's what he's trying to say. Right? Can he ending up leaving? Yes. But no, there's no way it can be that simple. There's nowhere in life except in relationships and marriage where we think it's just okay to outrightly leave, even though we really never do that. We process it, we cry over it, we take our time. You have so much vested interest, so much reason. So your life has been invested in this. So it's never that simple anyway, right? It's just that we have a person that will tell it like it is. Remember, I covered Charlie Boy here last week. Similar situation. Shout out to Lady Navarre. I see you, Lady Navarre. Good to see you. All right. Let me see. It's not about what they said, MOP. It's the details in between. Exactly. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm assessing it, right? Yep. Let me see. Anything else? Okay. We're just still listening. You guys just want to hear my opinion on this, okay? So I think it's on point. If you're just coming in, hit that like button, share, subscribe, please. Let's ping everybody else into the room. Let's not get lazy with that. Thank you. I appreciate you always. All right, so let's keep. So he said no, even him, because it would have been that girl is a pick me. That's why she's saying that. But he said no as well, and I've always said that. Right? Could I leave because my wife cheated? Yes. Am I just gonna leave because she cheated? No. There's two different sentences, right? Can cheating, infidelity lead down to the demise of that relationship and the marriage? Yes. There's no guarantee somebody will stay with you even after one infidelity event, okay? There's no guarantee. So, and nobody should be shaming anybody to stay in a situation where they don't feel safe or secure anymore. And if you try to shame people into that, it will work against you. But I'm just saying the reality is that we're not going to. So what if we face this kind of reality with more intentionality, right? What if we move with some level of confidence, like, no, like I'm busy nurturing my relationship, and no, I'm not even going to give a small crack that, oh, you cheat, I'll just leave. Like, no, it's not that simple, and we don't have to make it that. But Indomie generation, you cheat, I leave. First of all, that's not real. Remember, I'm saying that's not reality, okay? And that's not reality for most people, okay? They might shut down on the relationship, but leaving is usually the last thing that they are thinking about. If anything, let me even tell you what I've observed personally with ladies in general. They would try to compete and stay and win that man against that strange woman. That's literally what they're going to, that's what their natural instinct will be doing. And they will be praying about it, going to church about it, and trying to win that man's heart back to themselves. Even if that man will collect later on. That's more of the reality of what happens, right? Let's keep on.
Oh, wow.
Really?
What has that got to do with anything?
Explain this not cheating to me.
No, what has that got to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, the concept of people's love in the world is what...
Ownership.
Let me tell you something about
It's ownership.
Africa.
That's what he's saying.
Africa, that African men knew. This is why I say we are getting more stupid as African people.
Okay.
African men knew this 500 days ago, 400 days ago, 300 days ago, 200 days ago. But today, we African men are forming as if we don't know what's going on.
Okay.
In Africa,
They're waiting silent, like they're looking for that gotcha moment. Let's keep going.
only your sister's children inherit from you.
Only your sister children inherit from you. Now that makes sense, but it's profound for that to be said out of somebody's mouth. Only your sister children inherit from you. He's talking about the fear of paternity fraud that you have modern men peddling around the internet today, right? Like, it's not, African men don't even ever bother themselves about that. It's only your sister's children that can inherit from you. Back then, I don't know how true that is, but it makes sense if Africans moved that way 200 years ago.
Because they are the only ones you are sure are your blood.
Because they are the only one you are sure are your blood.
Your shower water.
The king goes to the sister's child. The heir to the king is the sister's child, not his own children.
Why?
Because he's not sure.
All right, if you know this, please verify this. But if that's how they moved, it's making sense. Okay, 200 years ago is like yesterday, so I'm not sure. Priscilla said marriage is overdose of forgiveness patient, long-suffering, but the serial cheating is a deal breaker. It's serial cheating that ends up that has a higher chance of ending up being quote unquote. It just makes sense to save yourself from that situation because clearly they have no respect for you or themselves, especially themselves, right? That's a person that just has bad behavior. They're not going to change, right? But that, if you cheat, you're just going to leave. Nobody does that anyway. Nobody does that, right?
So what are you suggesting, that it's okay for your wife to cheat on you?
I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's okay.
You see how she went to who said it's okay for them to cheat on you? How did he end up here in that part of the conversation? He never said that, but that's the fear of cheating. The fear of cheating is the beginning of wisdom, right?
So what are you suggesting, that it's okay for your wife to cheat on you?
I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that African people knew. Right from time.
He's saying human beings are human beings. Human beings will cheat. We're not talking about cheating particularly in sexual or intimate ways, but people cheat. People will participate in bad behaviors when they can get away with it. If you want to learn how to influence people to deem you as the last thing they will want to cheat on, that's a different conversation. That's going to be a function of influence and the quality of the relationship you have with that person, not because of some rules you set there. Okay, those rules will be discombobulated by default as a fact of life. That's just what it is. Okay, that's the reality, right? So human beings cheat. That's what they do when they can. If it becomes, I always say something, right? When it feels right, human beings will participate in bad behavior when it feels right. Feelings, can it destroy them? Yes. It can also destroy you. Yes. Because you're not going to be happy if you find out that your partner cheated on you. We're not changing any of that fact, right? So now it's a matter of we'll just be disciplined. Well, how about be disciplined in realizing that these are emotional connections between people, and if something is wrong with that emotional connection, human beings will literally yield to participating in bad behavior just to soothe their feelings in a moment, even if it can potentially destroy them. Right? What should you do with that? Just awareness. That's all we're saying. Just awareness. Just be aware of human behavior. Human behavior is not your mate. That's all we're saying. This idea that there's a person who would never participate in bad behavior does not exist is the point. That's really the point. Born chances in some cultures, yes, really. So, but it makes sense if that's how they moved, because again, trust and verify, right? In real life. I've heard something along those lines. MOP, I disagree. There are many people who will dump you ASAP if you cheat. No, that means even before they find out you cheat, if they smell it, they would have dumped you. That's something else entirely. Most human beings, if they have invested in that situation, it's not that simple, is the point. Should they dump you? Maybe, maybe not. It depends. There's so much more that goes into especially long-term relationships and marriage than you found out that somebody. So the normal human emotions can't make such a pragmatic, quote-unquote, pragmatic decision just like that. If anything, it's another emotional decision. And they were probably on the fence already anyway. They probably left long before that. That's just in general, just human behavior, right? So now, are there some exceptions to every rule? Of course, but I guarantee you it's not just because they are that sharp. It just makes sense. 1 and 0, you cheat and leave. Right? If that's what they were doing, they were already on the fence. They are not your normal human being if that's what they're able to do. Human beings are not capable of doing that. That's my point. Never heard this before. I know of matrilineal cultures, but not sisters' children. Yeah, that's what I haven't heard it before too. So I'm sure somebody will tell me that is one aspect of a matrilineal culture, huh? Yep. Yeah, D-Lo said I'll kick him up sharp. Yeah, because you were on the fence already. You're probably ready. You probably smell some. You were just looking for him to misbehave. He didn't need to be cheating. It could just be like he drank the water on the table that he's not supposed to drink, and that's it for you anyway. You were like, ready to go anywhere. They're talking about their situation, right? It does, like, the idea of cheating really doesn't make sense to them. There's no room for that in their relationship. And that's precisely what you're looking for. It will be extremely hard for you to believe that actually happened, right? So let's see. Most people that are cheated on, they also usually, not most people, but a lot of people can smell it. They knew it was coming. They knew that this guy's hands were not clean. They knew that this girl is moving kind of funny, right? It doesn't look like them, right? So there's a certain level of bond that they have that it really does not making all the way sense to them. Like, what's cheating? Right? Because some people, all you have to do is chat with the girl and go and play tennis with them, and that's it. You're cheating as far as they're concerned.
Purest blood is the woman's blood.
That your blood is matrilineal. Go to your sister.
Matrilineal.
Come from your mother.
Yes.
Because even
Yeah, I've
though
never
your
heard it
sister
before,
is a
Sha.
man child, you are sure it's your sister's
Your
child,
blood.
which is your
Okay,
blood.
gotcha.
Your brother's children, you are not sure. They are your children.
Even your own children.
Even your own children, you are not sure.
Yeah, but that's where DNA comes in.
Even
DNA.
with DNA, what will it do? If the child is already like, you raised a child for 20 years,
This is the point he's trying to make right
raise
now.
a child for even 5 years.
The DNA thing is useless, right? That's why it still hurts even after you find out that child is not yours. We're talking about the emotional aspect of things, right? I have to keep moving you guys closer to it, because naturally you're like, no, I can just make it black and white, but no, you can't, because you're a human being like the rest of us. Once you raise a child past, right, even if you find out with DNA is not yours on day one, it still hurts. It hurts like hell.
You've invested yourself as your father, as the father of that child. Now they bring DNA, and the child is not your own. Except you are a coward of a man. That's your child.
That's your child.
Your child.
Except you're a coward of a man. There's a lot to what he's saying. There's so much more to what he's saying than meets the eyes. I'll be your surface level. Unless you're a coward, right? Somebody's gonna say like, well, don't call him a coward. If it's not your child, you shouldn't raise another person's child. That's not the point. You missed the point again. That's not the point. The point is that if you're that engaged with that child emotionally, that thing that you're coming up, that decision you're coming up with as a scientific decision is not going to be your reality. You're going to hurt. It's going to hurt you badly. You're going to have a hard time letting go of that bond, that connection you've created with that child. That is the reality of the human mind.
Right? Except you now want to say, except the real father wants to contest the DNA. Which way were you these 5 years?
Okay, so explain to me why you don't believe in cheating. I want to understand
Because
that
there's no
concept.
such thing.
Okay, so
Love is not
falling
ownership.
out of okay, having somebody else.
What he's saying is that once somebody cheats on you, they probably weren't yours in the first place. They probably didn't belong there in the first place. They probably there was underlying issues, right? And there's some people that see cheating as black and white. Most people do, right? Until they're in that situation, then they look at their actions to respond to infidelity, and it doesn't match black and white. Because if it was black and white, you just cut it, but you couldn't cut it. How do I know? But even when you leave, you're angry because you can't cut it. It's not that simple. That's what he's trying to say. That relationship is almost saying it did not exist. If somebody could cheat on you, it did not exist. Release yourself from that situation. You cannot own another human being is what he's trying to say. That's the overall of what he's trying to say.
By the side for like a one-off or a continuity is not termed cheating. What is it?
Because love is not ownership.
Okay.
I don't own you now.
Okay.
And I don't think we've banned owning as slavery, no? Slavery is
Yeah,
banned.
but there's something like commitments to somebody. Like, you know what, I am committed.
Look at Tokwa's face. She's like this, like, listen, I kind of want to agree with him, but no, I disagree. No. They've never heard that before. It's beyond them, right? But it's actually simple. You can't own another person. If they're with you, they're with you. If they cheated on you, they're not with you. And even at that, it's going to be a hard thing to just let go. It's not that simple. If you let go like that, if you look like that on the surface, there's other things going on. You're probably angry. You're probably very, very there's something else going on. You're still a human being like the rest of us. The focus should be on creating a bond that this will not even exist in the first place. That's why I kept saying, what is cheating? It doesn't exist. You cannot own another human being. Let him say it again.
It's you 100%. So if I go out, then I've broken
That's
that
the
trust.
commitment. That means I've said that. Okay, this is my commitment to you.
What if that
But
trust
And
is
people
broken?
make that commitment and they
Yeah,
still break it.
mistakes happen.
And I don't understand how people stay with such people.
Yeah, now I get inside.
Yeah, so that means if she makes
He's talking about a serial cheater now. He doesn't understand why people stay with such people.
And I don't understand how people
So what if that trust
and
is
people
broken?
make that commitment and they still break it.
mistakes happen.
And I don't understand how people stay with such people.
Oh, another angle. He said he doesn't understand how people stay with such people that make commitment
Now I
and
get
break it.
inside.
Yeah, so that
Now, the next question is that, do you guys have some kind of commitment to something? Is this like an open relationship? Now you can bring in that question. Is this like an open relationship something? I don't think so, because they clearly say, what is cheating? You cannot own another human being. Now, there's only so much energy that human beings have. What time and what money and resources do you have sneaking around, cheating with people or sleeping with multiple people? Now, they might have that lifestyle. I don't know that, right? But I think that's a good point to take away from the idea of cheating, right? If you really put things in perspective, right? There's a sense of entitlement and ownership that goes into when people have that conversation. And that's what he's pushing against. And that's what I push against, right? That, I think, it creates an opposite effect of what you want in your relationship. I think people should just want to be with you. I think that's better. I think that's more sustainable, right? Than they must be with me because it is a rule somewhere. Actually, such rule does not exist. That's the point I'm trying to say. Like, they get to do what they want to do, especially if it feels right. You will just end up tired about the commitment and all this kind of stuff. Even though it kind of yielded like, okay, commitment, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But he's always with this lady. They'll talk more about that.
means if she
So
makes
you're
that
using parables
mistake,
to take us to the...
if she makes that mistake,
There
It has to
was
be
no
a mistake for it to be
commitment.
made.
Yes, it's not
has
a
to be a
mistake right
mistake.
now.
so how does it redefine your relationship? That's what we're getting to.
It doesn't redefine it.
So what Brian asked originally, is there a deal breaker?
said-
That is whether she used the example of cheating, it might not be cheating.
Yeah,
is there
well-
something that you are committed to between each other as a couple that is sacred to you both?
Like, I
that
think
if
for
it
me,
comes,
the deal breaker for me is maybe if she becomes like a capitalist.
There you go. Some kind of ideology. Ideology is much more stronger in our head. Your religion, things like religion, your political ideology, things that you were raised with, things that's become part of your identity, is probably much more stronger than, you know, the regulars. I will never do this. You will do everything you say you never do. If it's not ideology instilled in you as a person, as part of your identity, you will break them, you know. So something as simple as capitalism, to me, that doesn't make any sense. You can be a socialist if you want. I can still, but to him, that's a deal breaker, right? But it's such a strong thing for him. Let me see here. I heard back in the days, women in Yoruba land were polygamous and women openly had multiple partners. It was more recent that the polygamous men culture took place and what we are familiar with. Yes, I've heard that before too. Why I said some culture, the sisters' children inherit from their uncles. Yeah. Bon chance, I was not disagreeing with you. I was countering what Seun said. Yeah. Nigerian women and these bumpy hard wigs, they would look better in shuku. In shuku. Okay. On that wigs matter. Anyway, let me see here. I think that was it.
That's a...
Let me leave it at that. I want to know, if you're watching this as a replay later on, I would like to know your thoughts on this. Do you agree with Seun? Do you disagree with Seun and his wife? Why? You know, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this idea. Did you at first, like D-Love said, hey, was this an open relationship or something? Or do you still see it as open relationship? I would like to know what you think about this. Priscilla said the rules spoil the beauty of the relationship, makes it a prison-like. That's why everybody is running away. That's why they're filing for divorce, because at the end of the day, people, you don't own people. All right, so let me know your thoughts. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.